Hello, and warm welcome to a new fantastic evening together. And this time with a special subject of mine, which I've been diving into for half my life. This amazing fellow, Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. So this is part of the big awakening that we're all in. So we're going to dive into what that means. And we're going into that time right now when this is the 13th sign of the Zodiac, which we are going into in 2 days. So there is a few different dates on that, but we will go into that in a minute. First, I like to say warm welcome to a new fantastic evening. And just to double check, so we have connection. Kindly give me a response back. Let me know if you can hear and see me. Yes, thank you, Eric. Super. All right. So we are in the most amazing time ever in our evolution and history. And tonight we're going to lay the puzzle to connect a few dots that are going to be profound for everybody here. So you're in for a treat. And let's start by just checking out the energies. How are you doing? How are you feeling in this heavy month of November that is extra challenging for many of us? Let's see here. Here we go. So, how are you? How do you feel? Where are you in the emotional set point? Who wish to start? Hello, Stefan. Hello, Titi. Hello, Eric, Monica, and 38 so far. Okay, thank you. So we have a little lack here in time, but the connection is great. Once, amazing. Anne, starting out with good vibes, 800. All right. Good start. Love it. Okay. So for you who are new, this is the scale of consciousness made by David Hawkins. And this was made in the 90s together with muscle control and mapping out the human emotions from the lowest emotion, shame and guilt, through the negative emotions up to neutrality. And then after neutrality, the positive scale starts and goes up to enlightenment. And if we look here, we see lowest point down here is suffering and getting by. And this is where most of humanity has been for a long, long time now in this slave system. And now we have come to this paradigm shift and this great awakening where we are breaking out of that lower density energies and emotions and consciousness into flow and pure Tao, pure consciousness, that we're all connected to source, we're liberated, we're free. And yeah, magic start to happen and we start to become co-creators with the universe. And that's what we all want. So it's important to just know these things so we can help ourselves and each other in this process of keeping a high vibe, and especially now in these times where we are extra tested. Okay, any more want to share? That was a very light beginning. Any more before we start the subject of the evening? Eric, 540 to 700. Things are feeling better and better for every week. I'm full of energy and in peace with myself, in my head and emotions, like never before. My back pain is gone after 6 to 7 months as well. Wow. Thank you for sharing, Eric. That makes me so happy to hear. Wow. Great job. Very, very good. Super. Keep it up. And there is going to be more here tonight that's going to help you even more. Jenny, hello, Björn. And all the other fine souls in here. Today, I'm at 600 plus and extra grateful for everything nature has to offer us on our way forward. Beautiful. Very nice, Jenny. Thank you. So in peace. And then we have, when you have a name that doesn't say your name, you kindly write your name so it's become a little bit more personal. It's nicer. So we have one lady here saying, it's been a challenging week for me. I've been feeling incredible low and feelings of separation. Although I have a loving family and friends, I'm experiencing loneliness. Okay. So we all go through that, and that is part of, in order for us to become whole, we need to separate from everything and everybody. So we are just in our bubble. And then from here, we need to do this work to strengthen ourselves. And as you see on the top, the famous position, sitting in lotus position in meditative state and radiating bliss. So it's a journey here to take care of all the lower emotions, the sadness and loneliness and all of that. And it's also a great way to connect with source energy, that when we don't have anybody else, it's actually a blessing in disguise, that instead of having lots of distractions, there is nothing. And in the beginning, that might feel lonely, but then you go from being lonely to being by yourself. Huge difference. So being by ourselves with the universe, then we're not by ourselves anymore. Then we are in the magic. So just hang in there. Know that it's for a deeper cause. So you just need to go a little bit deeper to find that connection. And then the loneliness is going to transform into something really beautiful where you're connected. Therese, thank you, Therese. So 360, that's still fantastic. So in acceptance, beautiful, beautiful, very, very good. And as you see on the scale, acceptance, first step, so very good. Then the next step is what I've just talked about, the reason why we're here. And that is when we get that connection, we dive into the deeper understanding on why we're here. So instead of being scattered with all the distractions and many fun and great things we can do with nice people around us, it eventually comes down to that we need to find our purpose, the reason why we're here, the reason we get up every morning. So when we get to that level, our life takes on a whole new meaning. So hang in there, Therese. All is good, all is well. You're on your way. Beautiful. Good job. Titti, 700 plus. All right. Excellent, Titti. You're keeping it up. I love it. Monica. Hello, dearest Björn. Hello, dearest Monica. And all light workers. Ups and downs. 350 after tonight, a lot higher. Yes. So one more in acceptance. That's interesting. It usually happens like this. It's amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, I know, Monica, you are a fighter. You won't give up. And there is only one road, and it's forward. And we're going to make it nicer and nicer here as we go. Okay. So if there is any more who like to share, please do so now. And then we will move over to the presentation for tonight. Okay. Countdown. Veronica. Okay. Last second. 700 in end of this week visit from my daughters. Okay. Beautiful. So thank you, Veronica. So we have some really high vibes here mixed in with some acceptance. I love that combination. Beautiful. Okay, so let's pause the chat for now, and we will dive into the presentation for tonight. I like to start with, let's see, we do this. So, we are now in a very interesting time. And as you know, we've been lied to about everything. Everything. And so also this huge subject that this fantastic picture is, going to open up many subjects. So this is a door into lots of revelations. And I will do my best to summarize this in a very, very powerful way. That's going to get you going for sure. There is so many amazing things here to unravel. To start with, we are now entering this 13th sign of the Zodiac. It's right now in the end of November. Some say it starts the 27th of November. Others say it starts the 29th of November. So variations of dates here. And it's hard to pinpoint when it's so many different dates. But there is the start. And then it goes to the 16th or 18th of December. So what is this? What happened here, right? So to start with, you know, in the old days where they made number 13 a really bad sign with bad vibes. So they pumped out this amazing propaganda about number 13 was an unlucky number. So they hid this 13 sign of the Zodiac and other things that I will come to about number 13. So because people were so superstitious back in time, so they didn't want to look, because when you have bad luck in that, whatever you want to search in that, you don't go there. So a very clever way to hide important truth. And the thing is that this is part of, let's do this. So we have now come to a point where we are unraveling so many informations about what reality is, what the truth is. And we all know that we are off, alignment, equilibrium. And if you look at the year, since time was invented, I will come back to that, our time, the 24-hour day, the month, which is not the same, certain months are longer than others, which we will come to. And then we have every 4th year, we add a day. So very strange. How can that be in a universe that is perfect? Everything is, the clockwork of the universe is perfection. So how can it be that we elaborate down here? Well, I'm going to come to that, and I'm going to come to what this means. This man, this snake, and all the myth and history behind it, and what it means here today for us in our world moving forward. So this is going to be some amazing insights and some amazing activations inside of us. So let's get started. Now, so I prepared one more. Come on. Here we go. Now, all right. Let's see. So this is the 13th sign of the Zodiac, called Ophiuchus, the snake bearer. And as we know, the snake is a very common theme, especially now in these days, where we know it's part of the hidden agenda, the love for the snake, the reptilian DNA that they want to infuse humanity with. So what is this all about? What's going on? Give me a second here. Okay. So Ophiuchus. So here we see all the signs of the Zodiac, which is not including Ophiuchus where it should be. It's in the middle here. But when you look at the Zodiac, it comes, let's see where we have it. So right now, between Sagittarius and Scorpio. So we are now entering this time of Ophiuchus. And this is part of the transformation and upgrade that we're now going through. The new you, the new us. And as I like to call us who are awake and on this new timeline, Golden Age pioneers. So we are now going to go back in this cycle of the biggest astrological cycle from the Vedic knowledge to the past Golden Age. So about 400,000 plus years back, where there was the previous shift of the ages. And this was in the mythical times of Zeus and all the gods in the Greek mythology, and also where all the Vedic gods came to fruition. So this was a time where those who lived back then and all the myths about the gods were enlightened, were in this this consciousness that we are now moving into. So we are going through this transformation time now, which they already did way past that. And that was when their time came to an end. So we're going to dive into how that connects with us today. So Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus represents a man with a snake coiled around his waist. He holds the head of the snake in his left hand and its tail in his right hand. The snake is the constellation Serpens. It has 22 main stars with a special nebula called the Dark Horse. And this is something that also is written in the Bible about these times. The dark horse is mentioned many times to come right now, actually, in December. So many are looking at what that means, but there is some big shaking going to happen here very soon, which is part of that anticipation. We are all feeling that there is something in there, something is about to happen. It's too quiet, even though many things are happening, but something is about to come about, and it might be now in the time of Ophiuchus because of the connection here with the dark horse. It got its name from its resemblance to the silhouette of a horse. So there are many pictures of Ophiuchus. Here is one, and we see also that Greek mythological male body, very masculine, and handling the snake as a master. And we're going to also go into the left side of the clockwork of the Zodiac in the universe and how that connects with us here today. So this is Asclepius. And the story, when we go back in the mythology, connects with this staff and this snake. So we see here is another man, another name, and Asclepius is one of Apollo, the Greek god Apollo, one of his two sons. And Asclepius was the first known healer in the history of mankind. And he was so good that he could heal even those who have passed away. So he was sought after from kings and queens and nobles all over the world. So he traveled far and wide and got very famous over his lifetime of healing the sick and raising dead. So that was so powerful and so amazing. And remember, this is mythology, so we don't know how true that is. But there is something very profound that happened there, which was the start of the art of healing, taking care of sick and raising the energy to God levels. So here we see him in the underworld, and he came to a point where he was so good. So before I go there, so what we know here of today is this symbol. So this symbol is the staff of Caduceus, the staff of Asclepius. So this is also known as the rod of Hermes, which is used in the medical industry. And this represents a human being in its full capacity, in its full power, full evolution. So here we see the staff in the middle, which is our the skeleton. Oh my God! Sometimes names just go away. The backbone, right? So the spine. So they represent the spine. And then we have the two snakes, which is the yin and yang, the male and female energy inside of us, that goes around the staff, and it goes around every chakra. So it's part of making every chakra spin in its perfect energy. And then it comes up to our third eye. So the snakes stop right here and activate our third eye, the pineal gland, which is the ball all the way up. And when this happens, we become our divine self, which is represented by the angel wings. So this whole picture is a symbol for a human being in its full capacity, when we are our divine self. So since the fall of Atlantis and since the fall of the gods back then, the old golden age, we have been lost. We have forgot who we are and our spiritual powers and abilities. And now we are awakening again, coming back to this knowledge and also the proof of it, the experience of it. So we are now many who don't just understand this. We actually have many moments of being in this energy, experience it. Here is another staff. And this is the staff of Asclepius as well. It's just, it comes in another format. So it's just one snake. And that goes back to the old way of healing. Then this has two symbols, one micro and one macro. The macro is the same. The staff is the spine. The ball on top is the third eye activated, the pineal gland. And then the snake is the life force, the energy. And back then, one of the things they did when they healed wounds from people who were sick was that they took a small needle. So now we come into the micro perspective, that this rod is actually a needle where they took worms and parasites from wounds. They just stick that in, and the worms and parasites, they like the snake, they came around this little needle, and that's how they took out worm by worm from wounds. So disgusting times we've been in when we were so low in health and fitness. So that is the other meaning of it. Now, there is a even bigger part of this, and that is this, which is what we see on all hospitals and all ambulances around the world. This is a worldwide picture, a symbol, which is helping us to understand where to go when our life force goes down, when we are sick. So then we call an ambulance or someone drives us to the hospital and we get help. And if we don't go into the bad aspect of that whole industry, the sick care industry, what it's all about is that we stay there until our life force comes back. So life force down, life force up. So this is the star of life, the blue star in the background there, the six-pointed star called the star of life. And then we have the staff of Asclepius inside. Now, this is a 2D perspective. On a 3D perspective, this star of life is this, is the Merkaba. And the Merkaba is the vehicle we as human beings have when we are in our full power, our full energy. And when we move on the higher planes of spiritual travel, especially between lives, from life to death and death to life. And then when we have come to that point in our spiritual evolution, so we can start to astral travel here in this life. And this is part of the awakening process. This is part of the next chapter for humanity, where we activate our Merkaba here and now in this lifetime to come into this amazing gift. So Merkaba, it combines the opposing energies in perfect balance, masculine and feminine, earth and cosmos. This union results in an activation of light and protection around your body that can transport your consciousness to higher dimensions. Reminds us of the potential power we yield when we find balance and raise our vibration. So this is what we're doing here on my channel, full on, and this is what is happening for mankind in the big picture. So we're right in this time now where this is going to be something that's going to become very known. Now, so this sacred geometry structure is something that we can't see with our very eyes, but this is how it would look if we would start to travel this is our own vehicle, so we can actually start to travel without any external vehicles when we come to this point. So we can move around here on the earth plane by ourselves, by just relocate with our consciousness. So very, very interesting subject and very interesting spiritual powers that we're moving into. So here we see to the left, the Taurus field, and then the Sri Yantra, and then the Merkaba together with the Vitruvian Man, Leonardo da Vinci, and to the right, our aura field, and they are all the same. So these are many symbols which are talking about the same thing, right? So the Merkaba is helping us to understand everything. So a Taurus field or aura, when that is in line, in alignment, everything is working. So Merkaba, Mer means light, Ka means spirit, and Ba, body. Light, spirit, body. Merkaba. This is the energetic field surrounding the body. Used during meditation, it is a source of power and enlightenment. Used to transcend to other dimensions and realities. Vehicle of spiritual ascension. So very powerful stuff here we're moving into. Now, back to Asclepius and Ophiuchus. So what happened in these times, in the myths, was that this guy, Hades, god of the underworld, got so mad because he got less and less customers. Because Ophiuchus did such an amazing job, or Asclepius, that he extended the lifespan of humanity and many became immortal. So Hades became very upset and complained. Here we see Hades again with his famous dogs with the 3 heads and his staff. So, and here we see a sculpture of him as well. So they all like staffs. And this guy also had this strange animal, this dog with his 3 heads. So he complained to Zeus, the main god, that this won't do. He is destroying the whole cycle here of life and death, and something needs to be done. So Zeus agreed, and he struck Asclepius with his lightning rod. And that is how the life of Asclepius ended. And to give him credit for his work and how important he was for mankind and history, he placed him in the constellation of Ophiuchus. So he created this star constellation up in the heavens. So here we see Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, up in the heavens. And this is what we can still see today when we look up in the heavens. Here is another picture of it, the serpent bearer. Now, so that's the mythology part of it. Now, here's another interesting part of it. And that is that when you look at the moon cycles, not just the sun cycles, the moon cycles, it's 29.53 day per lunar cycle. And if you take that times 13, we have a full year. So before we changed the time to what we have now, we were connected to the moon. So there were 13 moon cycles in one year cycle. And what's also interesting is that all women had their menstruation cycle at the same time. So everything worked as clockwork. Everything was in alignment. And then in the 14th or 15th century, there was this man, emperor, or no, he worked for the Vatican, that contacted the best mathematicians to come to a solution to create another time, a time that could be used for mankind in daily life. And they came up with what we have today, the 24-hour day, and the months that are spread out from 28, 29 days to 31 days. And then the extra day every 4th year. So here we see a lunar cycle in reality, how the moon moves from full to crescent, and then new moon, and back again to full. So it's a very interesting part that we're in now, in a time, not only are we off the real alignment of time, which makes us inside feel off alignment. That's part of us not feeling home, right? So we feel a little bit off. There is many things that they have done to us to make us feel that we are off alignment. And this is a huge one. So when it comes to time, the 28 or 29 days of a lunar cycle is the real time that we are eventually going to move back to. So we have a full constant year. And as we know now, we just changed to winter time as well. So they have another hour they swapping back and forth every half year, which is making us even more confused and off alignment. So this is causing lots of troubles for many people and animals around the world as we go here. So this needs to be changed back. So we're standing here in our paradigm shift. And what we have come from is this amazing journey of drama to the left. And what we're moving into is to fix all these things and create a bright future. And time is so important. We are moving into what's called no time, where creativity and love for life takes over so much, so we lose the concept of time. And you know, when you're in that energy, and then you want to know what time it is, and you look at the time, and you go, wow, has it only been 2 hours? You know, or it can be, wow, has it been 2 hours? So it can be either way. It can be a feeling that it's less or feeling that it's more. And that is when we are in our best energy. We're connected to source, we lose time and space, and then we can be extra creative. So huge shift. And this is what's called the golden timeline. And we've been talking about that a lot, and we're going to talk about that much more as we go. So we need to embrace this no time, this understanding of being in that space of creativity and co-creation, where we have help from the universe being aligned in no time. This is where we get our energy, where we feel aligned, where we feel the best. And this is part of this huge paradigm shift where we move from being stuck in the old world with all that heavy energies, making us feel locked in and in our mind and ego. And instead, we are liberating ourselves by coming into this fifth dimensional understanding of life, raising our consciousness to our higher self, being in our heart and connected to our soul, and just, a paradigm shift in our everyday life, in our connection to source and being present. So this is our new you and our new us, the true you and true us. So when it comes to the serpent bearer's understanding, or Ophiuchus and Asclepius' understanding here, when it comes to the body, we see to the right our soul and spirit, the chakra system. And again, when that energy flows freely, everything feels amazing. We are on top of the world. Our whole system is activated in full. And then the invisible angel wings are activated. So this is where we have our mystical and magical experiences. And this is where we are now moving into our daily life, where we take even the other two bodies here to the left, the skeleton and the body and mind, into this alignment. So everything is working for us. So that means the snake in Ophiuchus is two things. One, the energy, the invisible energy, life force, prana, chi. And the other one, there's two snakes, right? Left and right, male and female. And the rod in the middle. The rod in the middle is what we see here in these bodies. Perfection, our posture, that we are standing straight, that we are in our best posture where all the energy can flow freely. So the message is both on an energy level and on a physical level, what we need to master. So we go through this emotional scale every time we see each other, initially every Sunday evening. And this is part of that as well. So when we have the life force activated, everything is in place. We have the whole scale is activated, and we don't fall down into fear and the lower emotions anymore. We stay in the flow. So flow and pure Tao is where we're moving into, and to really establish us in that energy field. So what we're doing now is huge. And what the dark forces are doing now is everything for us not to get there. They want to keep us down. That's why they are pumping all the negative energy and the news and everything to keep us down. But don't get fooled. Keep on doing your job to lift yourself up in the flow. So this comes to the three stages that we've been talking about here now. This is part of the awakening. This, what we're talking about right here, right now, is part of the awakening, to reprogram ourselves and get aha experiences, the penny to drop, which is part of the healing from that trauma caused of us being misled. And then the third step, to become empowered when all this is in place. So we're moving through awakening, healing, and empowerment. So very soon, more and more of us will be really powerful, where we are so done with all the lies and all the deception, and we're not mad, we're not low, we're not sad, we're powerful, like the old gods. And that's what they're fearing. When we come back to our power, not just one or two, thousands, millions. I mean, you understand, it's game over for the dark ones. They have the lower spectrum of the power versus force scale to work with, all the negative energies. We have the positive scale, the God powers. Who do you think is going to win this war? So just trust the process and don't fall into fear, false evidence appearing real, but they're not. They're just more lies and deceptions, try to fool us from the road ahead. So just keep on going, keep it up, trust the process. And know that even if it feels like you can't do it, many others can, but you can't. Just know this, like this little flower can blossom through the asphalt, so can you. We are so many now that have done things against all odds, and that is just the beginning, because when we're moving into this higher energy, we can do things that we never even thought of before. So we're moving in to liberate ourselves into freedom, and that's going to happen for more and more of us, and then eventually the whole humanity. So understand the reprogramming is crucial. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. So bright future ahead. We are in the last part of this birth channel. It might be a few months, a year, maybe two, until we come to that tipping point where everything is changed forever. But that's it. So just hold on, do your thing, be in a good vibe, and continue forward. The light in the tunnel is near. And when we do, the whole humanity will be in equilibrium. All will glow. All will be in their best energy, in their best self. We are leaving that old lower self, that lower consciousness, and we're moving into this higher, where we're all going to feel connected. And there will be peace on earth. There will be peace inside of us. There will be peace with each other. We're moving into an amazing time. So as we go, you notice more and more of us come into this energy, and that is spreading the vibrations manifold. So it's an adventure. It's called the shift of the ages. It's also called the hero's journey. And we get there by following our bliss. Why we came here. We all have something that we love, and we're meant to do what we love and love what we do. Follow our bliss is to follow our passion and to make things work so we can actually do that full time and get paid for doing what we love and loving what we do. It's happening for more and more of us, and it will happen to all of us eventually. So when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Know this for a fact. This is truth. So, the new you, Golden Age pioneer, is now also connected with the wisdom and knowledge and the myth of Ophiuchus and Asclepicus. So I'm going to pause there for now, because there was a lot to unravel in there, and open up for questions and insights on the subject. And yeah, just let all this land, process it. Huge. Actually, we can do one more thing right now, and that is how we sit. So this is part of, actually, I forgot the thing. So we start with this. As we sit, we now sit on the lowest point in our spine, represented of the snake, right? And then we go all the way up to the highest point inside here. So if we just lean, can start side to the other side, and then back and forward. And then as you sit, you can also do this movement on that direction and in the other direction. So you're actually moving from the lowest point to the highest point. Let's do it like that, right? So you use your whole spine, which is part of the work I do with the Body Mastery course, to help us activate everything from the lowest to the highest point inside of us. So we become aware everywhere we are that our posture is key. So when we sit right now, you can just play with this by just leaning a little bit back and forth, side to side, and just feel your whole spine and your whole energy field, how that is connected to this Ophiuchus Asclepicus. So huge, 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 huge. We now are moving into a time where we, from have been not aware, where we have started to do yoga and we do meditation and many spiritual practices. But now we're moving into a time where everything needs to take a whole new level, where we are opening all the blockages in the physical body, so our spiritual body, the metaphysical, can flow freely in our physical body. And that is key then to have our posture in the best, correct position. All right. I actually have one more thing to share with you, if you would like. Let's see, I can do this. So when we calculate our birth date, including Ophiuchus, the 13th sign of the Zodiac, there is a website called Induramal. I don't know how they pronounce it, but Induramal, Induramal, all right? When you go in here, you can just come down here, enter your birthday, and then see the result, and it will tell you what sign you are. Because when you take in Ophiuchus into the calculation, all of us are moved a little bit forward or backward, right? So you might be the sign before or after what you thought you were. Also interesting. So you can go in here and see where you are, your correct sign. All right. Now, let's see what we have here. Let's open up for questions and insights. Welcome. Hello, Sophia, and hello, Björn. Good evening, dear brother, and all you wonderful souls in the chat. I'm really in sacred geometry. It's so peaceful and really mindfulness. I lose time in my studio, all in bliss. I know, Björn, that's great. Yep. Okay. Sophia. Hello, Björn and everyone. You started by saying about number 13. That's always been my lucky number. Why did it get unlucky? So I started to talk about that in the beginning, and there is more to say. So obviously, as we understood now after this presentation, that number 13 connects us to our correct timeline, to our correct now, being in the universal clock of the sun and moons and the stars. So every day and the whole year is working as clockwork. But we have an artificial time, which is the 24-hour day and the difference in the months. Some are 28 days and all the way up to 31 days. So we are off all the time, which makes something inside feel a little bit uncomfortable. So we feel a little bit lost. There is something there that since we were born, we couldn't put the finger on, but this is part of that feeling of being off. So feeling home, feeling aligned is now our big time work. So just to have an understanding of this makes us feel more aligned, because now we understand why, right? And then also to take into account the knowledge of understanding our prana, life force, chi, and our spine, and to why we do it's so important to do the yoga, why it is so important to do the meditation, and to fuel ourselves with the best food and all of this. We are on our way to learn how to backtrack our aging process, which has been on full speed since we were born. And now we come into a time where we stop stressing, start taking much better care of us. And with that, we lower the aging process. And we're going to move back to close to where this myth is coming from, where we're going to be able to backtrack our aging and, get our hair start growing again and change color from silver and gray back to color again and so forth. All of us who are, in the middle age and a little bit older. So amazing things with all these subjects together. Eric, thank you. Very interesting presentation tonight. I became very lonely in like a few years ago, maybe 3, 4. I lost almost all contact with friends and even family. But now I understand why. So thank you. Thank you, Eric. I'm so glad for all who are coming here. We have so much in common, and this is the red thread or the golden thread for all of us, that we feel lonely a big part of our life, and then we come to this deeper understanding why. And now all of us who have been alone a long time, we're coming together, finding our spiritual family. So we have 2 families. One is the biological and one is the spiritual. Here is the spiritual. Santosha, 3 hearts. Thank you so much, Santosha. And good work. I see that you have started your journey with the Body Mastery course. Amazing. Amazing things will happen. All right. Let's see. And then we have Therese. Do you think that our new improved bodies in 5D will allow to do things that we are unable to do now, like transportation? So the short answer is yes, definitely. And the second part of the answer is, of course, it's up to each and every one of us how much we can detach ourselves from the old life and old friends and family that holds us back in that old structure, what is possible and not possible. So we really need to move out and go on a spiritual journey and just, go for what we want, this next part in the evolution where we really give ourselves space and time to practice all these things and heal ourselves and empower ourselves, so we come into alignment with these higher spiritual abilities. Then I also think it will be depending on who we are, like I said. Some will succeed better than others, and it's like taking a driver's license. Some need more hours practicing, others less. Some are old souls, so we're already ready for it. Some are a little bit younger souls, so we need a little bit more practice. But we're all in the same process of upgrading ourselves. And that means the DNA structure, the 12-strand DNA, are slowly now being activated, right? So very interesting. Veronica, wow, so amazing. I'm thrilled of miracles ahead. Dreamed last that very calm with a manly rider on was standing outside a big house. Inside the house were my daughters and I. We are here to spark. Okay, let's see what the next will be. So I'm sure Veronica is writing right now. We will have the second part of that in a second. Okay, thank you, Veronica. Looking forward to see what else is coming there. We take Eric in between. Do you think something big will be happening now in December? And what do you think? I hear many people are talking about something will happen soon. Yeah, so I don't know how many are here that has been through the last few weeks of my broadcasts, but for some time now, I think it's close to 2 months now, there is a specific understanding of the human collective field, what we call the we can just call it the collective field of humanity, where whenever they do grand meditations for thousands of people, sometimes 100,000 and millions, they have a very clear reading in the graphs that all activities of the dark goes down. People become peaceful and friendly. The police has less to do. And it's very common. And also, actually, when you see the cycles of the moon, when you go to full moon, the moon is an amplifier of whatever stage we're in. So when it comes to unstable people and the full moon, many become very unstable and do silly things, do stupid things. That's why crime goes up every full moon. And when they do these meditations on a grand scale, they see how that goes down. So there is something correlation here, which is us humans, when each and every one of us do these things that we end every evening with here, every Sunday evening, that we do a meditation together, that we become these pillars of light, sending out this beautiful divine vibration into the field. We are doing some magical things, amazing things that are improving the collective field for the whole of humanity. Now, on the negative side of it, you have readings on the other side going up at like a when we are scared and we feel an negative anticipation of something is about to happen. So right before the 9/11 event, this thing happened. So we could read that something was about to happen because the spike was, off the chart. And then 9/11 happened, right? So now on that graph, the way we can read consciousness in the human family, that is 13 times higher, bigger than the 9/11 spike. And it's been holding that since. So we had, over this time when it's been this high, we have had many things happening. So over the last summer, we had so many attacks on humanity where they are using directed energy weapons to burn down amazing forests and villages and towns and places around the world that they want to take out and take over, like Maui, for instance. And then, how they control the weather manipulation to Acapulco was another target they took out with that. So we see how they are working, on smaller, doing big things on a smaller scales, like just pinpoint here and there. But now we feel, we had the pandemic, right, as a big world event. And there's been talk about something new. They are working on something new that will be a new world event that will shake us all. And one of those things is to collapse the financial system. Another thing is a fake alien invasion. And there is a few more. So I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that something is in the air for sure. We can all feel it, depending on how intuitive we are. We can all feel that, like Titanic, the captain told the orchestra to keep on playing. So everything seemed to be back to normal, back to natural, but it's not. We're moving forward, and the dark forces are doing everything they can to manipulate us into this dystopian future. But we're moving into a time where, that is not going to happen. All right. So let's see, where do we have you? So I take Veronica's second part here. We are here to bloom from our inner heart to answers. The answers will come, no matter what outside try to distract with. Your time is on your side. I don't know what that word is. You probably misspelled it. A power woman, twice colonized, was sad, but now feel power. All right. So I guess, if I understand you right, you also been down. It's been a heavy journey, and now you're healed and you're back in the saddle. Feel the power on your side again. Beautiful, Veronica. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so we take Santosha. Also answering back to Eric. Same here. Don't worry. Many new people come into my life. The right people. Exactly, that's also the thing. Before, we had a lot of friends that were not in alignment with us, nice people, but we didn't really have that much in common. And then, now we are moving into a time where we're more selective of who we spend time with. So we have things in common, that we're on the same resonance, right? And that we're moving in the same direction. Very important. Mona Lisa, do you have tips on some remedy? Who is extra good to start with to clean the body? Yes. since it's winter time now, it's maybe a little bit tougher, but for myself, I became a fruitarian for 3+ years ago, 3.5 now. And in Sweden, you can use berries. So to start doing fruit shakes with blueberries and yeah, the different berries we have there. You can buy them fresh or frozen in the store, and just move away from solid foods a little bit. So you eat more shakes. But at the same time, I actually have to say that now when it's cold in wintertime, it's really nice to get warm food in the tummy. So you can move into soups that are light, like a sweet potato and quinoa soups with vegetables and herbs, a lot of green herbs. So you also build your alkaline in your body. So you go, it's a huge thing to be alkaline in the body, because so many of the toxic foods makes us acid, right? So green superfoods, and we have nettle in Sweden, which is a super powerful superfood, and then broccoli and all, green stuff, to do light soups with those things. And then, of course, there is also detox kits, which is taking care of the heavy metals, and also now the shot, so you can get help to get rid of both that and parasites. So Google, there is many amazing tips where you can do home remedies to detox yourself from toxins and parasites. Parasites and also candida is super important now to get rid of the body, so we're not hijacked, because the candida and the parasites, they hijack our mind, specifically in the evening when the sun goes down and the moon comes up. The cravings for sugar and other bad things kick in, right? And that's not us, that's the parasites that are hijacking our mind. So first of all, take care of that, so that doesn't happen, so you don't slip. And then just keep on going, play around, look up new recipes, and have fun through the journey, eating your way to health, and cleansing the system from all these bad boys, right? So thank you. Very good question. Santosha, I had friends over for dinner tonight. Haven't had time to connect earlier, but how I longed for you, my friends, for you, Björn. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can have a lot of friends and be friendly, but to really feel home, we need to be in resonance. That's it. Be in resonance, being aligned with why we're here and what we do, and help each other to lift each other up and continue forward in this awakening process and making process, that we're actually making ourselves become whole again, right? Nothing is more important. Frederick, now I understand the reason why staying one more day at our summer house. Okay. Thanks for a very interesting live. Thank you, Frederick. Great to hear. Sophia, do you know about Body Code, Emotion Code by Bradley Nelson? Yes, some. I'm learning this way to help the body transform stuck emotion. It is like a frequency therapy and a way to maybe speed up detoxing. Yeah, okay. I actually didn't know the part of the detoxing that I haven't found yet, but that's great. Fantastic. Yep. So keep on it. Just go for it. We are here to fix everything that is wrong, and having fun in the process. feeling good in the process. So great, Sophia. Mona Lisa, is colloidal silver good for the body? Maybe too good, and that is why they say that it's dangerous. Exactly, correct. And only sell it for cleaning. What do you think? Yeah, so also these things is also good to understand that it's good to do cycles. So whatever we do, we cycle it. And also depending on where we live in the world, if it's a warm climate, cold climate, and the part of the year, you know, so we follow the cycle of the year and are intuitive to feel what the body needs. And most are, you know, in tune with what's grown locally is actually what the body craves mostly. So to just be very good at finding out the high vibe foods, fruits and vegetables, number one. And then over wintertime, like I said, the most powerful carbohydrates are sweet potatoes and quinoa. Those are the two best for the carbs. But colloidal silver, fantastic. So like I say, do you know, for a week or a few weeks, depending on what condition we are, what we need to clear. And then just trust your intuition when it feels like, okay, now the body is cleared. Now I can go back to my normal stuff or move over to some other detox thing. And then come back to another round of colloidal silver a little bit further ahead. So we do it on and off. Eric, say thank you to Santosha. Okay, good. Let's see. All right. Eric. I really have met some new good people and I never feel alone anymore. Thanks. Carolina, do you know why candida in the lower region comes when you take antibiotica, penicillin? We are not meant to eat penicillin and antibiotica. It's one of the worst things we can do for our body. It should only be taken if there is like an emergency and there is no other things available. Then, of course, we need to do it to help ourselves over the hump. But it's a reaction of the body that, like you say here, why candida in the lower region comes when you take antibiotic and penicillin. That should tell you, you know, loads that when things have a negative effect when you take them, don't take them. Very simple. All right. Stefan, you can still pick rowanberry in Sweden. Rönnbär, superberry, yes. So black and red wine berries are fantastic. They have a very, very high superpower. And also the blueberries and the bear berries, the blackberries, call them bear berries in Sweden. Another superfood. Santosha, I had also gone through very deep depression, insomnia and anxiety, intense and long, but now I have been in wonderfully high vibrations through 2023, and it continues. Peace in my heart, trust in the universe and my higher self. I know that the hard things that come must come, but I am also convinced that all the great things will come. Feel it deep in my heart. Thank you, Santosha. Beautiful. Eric, do you think people in, for example, India has a big advantage in their spiritual inner journey because they are already and more connected in meditation and how they live compared to us in the West? Well, there is this is a big question, and I will do my best to answer it. So the old saying, when, for example, the Beatles went to India and found their spiritual master, their guru, and started to practice. And also Ramdas, who was a professor at Harvard in United States, studying the mind and how to become the most amazing, brilliant minds in the United States. They have a special department in Harvard to do that. And when he then found magic mushrooms, he said, after just 15 minutes with the magic mushroom inside of me and what the magic mushroom taught me, I learned more in those 15 minutes than I learned from the previous 15 years as a Harvard professor. And that kicked him off to go to India and find his guru. And then he came back. He changed his name. He was called Albert, I forgot his last name, but he got his name Ramdas there. So he and Yogananda and another few spiritual masters from India were sent to United States, to the West, to take the spiritual deep knowledge from India to the world, to the West. So since then, we have had an explosion in the world. Now you find yoga and mindfulness and meditation in every little village all around the world. However, the deeper spiritual connection, which is the essence of it all, is still to be tapped into. We are just in the beginning of taking that deep spiritual awareness from the masters in India to the West. But as we know now, more and more of us are waking up. And there is also another shift in this, and that is that the Indians also have come to this understanding that they would actually like to tap into the material wealth that the West has mastered. So this is like a yin and yang, and how we become complete to have abundance of both spiritual powers and the material world is where we are heading into. The last part of the answer of that question is that there is over 1 billion people in India, and most of them are like us, lost in the Western world. So the Indians that are gurus and masters, yogi teachers and spiritual teachers, are a minority these days. So they need it as much as we do. So the whole humanity is now moving into that, the master path, to be a student on the master path, to let the master, the higher self, blossom and take charge over our lives. So it's not just we who need it, even India needs it. Great question, Eric. Veronica, pine needle helps cleansing strongly, and vitamin C. Thank you. Good job, Santosha and everyone. Shisandra Rosenroot helps my body and immune system to kick off. Yes, so pine needle is fantastic, and you can also get pine cone oil, which is the essence of the pine cones. So there is even, it's called suramine. The suramine in the pine needles is that when you take a pine needle and you bite on it, you feel that it's sour. And that is a very powerful substance that helps to cleanse the body. So thank you, Veronica. Good advice. And another, of course, important part of all these suggestions is good water. To have a good filter system at home, so you upgrade your water, because we are 70–80% water, and the intelligence in the water are now very well known. So you can charge your water and help that to lift you up, so you have good water throughout the day. Super important. I think that's the number one thing of all the things we need to have in place now. Eric. Ha ha ha. Yes, I heard about Ramdas. Thank you for sharing this. Yes, that's an amazing story. Amazing. So for those who don't know, but Ramdas and Timothy Leary and a third friend, there were three professors, were the one that kicked off the flower power era in the 60s and 70s in the United States. And the whole establishment went, what is going on? People quit their jobs and they started communities, and they went into this love and peace era. And they took that down by introducing hardcore drugs and infiltrating in these communities and sabotaging the whole thing, and making marijuana a number one drug together with LSD. So they took the good substances and made them seem worse or bad. So it's a very interesting part of our history. And another little thing there is actually, there was this band called The Fifth Dimension, and they made this song, This is the Era of Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In, that song. That was made in that movement. And now we are in that time for real. Now we have come to that time. Now it's happening. So very interesting. Santosha. I have been to the Nobel Prize Museum in Stockholm this week. I have seen the exhibition about mushrooms. What a creature they are. Science is getting really interesting in them now. Yes. And not just the science, the spiritual awareness that they help us with, the healing work. Totally amazing. Yeah. Great questions here tonight. Great energy. Love it. Good work, everybody. All right. So, have we come to a natural end of the questions here? Is there any more who wish to ask anything or have something to share? Please do so now. Okay. Then thank you. What a great evening. Amazing. So now let's move over to the last part where we actually do that super work and activate everything inside of us. To activate all this knowledge, this wisdom, so we actually become it and send out the ripple effects in the ether to the collective. So we'll change the background here. All right. Do this. Or actually, let's do this. As you know, here is a picture of the moon, last full moon, and now we're moving into the moon in Gemini. I'm actually Gemini. So we have another day. Tomorrow it will be the full moon. So it will be very strong, powerful energies. So I like to stay with this full moon vibe and look at this. This was the last full moon right outside where I live, and the moon is shining on the ocean here, making that beautiful light. All right, so let's take a little stretch. Yeah, and I hope everybody understand that the work I do with the Body Mastery course is this that we talked about here tonight, to become a master in the body, to align the spine and align the prana, the energy field with this. So we become, our whole being is open and free and strong. So if you haven't started yet, just go into the start program. You can just search Body Mastery, my name, and the 3 fundamental movements. And you have an awesome program there, which have taken me many years to master. And if you just start with that until now to Christmas, I will come out with more movies. I actually put up a few more. But to start with that, to really understand the gift of Ophiuchus and Asclepius, to become aligned in our body with everything we talked about here tonight. All right, so allow yourself now to be really conscious how you sit, right? Feel the pelvis, if it's moving that way, or it's flat down. Feel if your spine is curved or if it's straight. Just play with your sitting, move a little bit forward and a little bit backward, and just play and let your head fall back and forward, and just come to that place where you have everything is in balance. And I suggest for this meditation to not lean back in your chair, really sit straight, free from everything. So you just let yourself hold yourself in that position, right? Good. So allow yourself now to just relax. Have your feet firmly in the floor, connected to Mother Earth. And then the body is resting. The hands are laying in your knee with the palms up. And your spine is erected, so you feel like the tallest version of yourself. So really stretch yourself tall and nice. And then from there, allow yourself to relax. So you're in relaxed, good position, right? And from there, we begin. So allow yourself to just relax. And now have a moment for yourself where we recharge our energies. Soon we will leave the body and go out for a new journey in the cosmos and get new insights and upgrades that we take back to our body and our lives. Let's begin. So we are now right behind our eyes, and are slowly now relaxing more and more, and are going down through our head, our face, down to our neck, out to the shoulders, down through the arms, down to the hands, and here we stay. And we take a deep, nice breath, and we let our head, neck, throat, shoulders, arms, and hands relax. We go back up again through the arms to the shoulders, back to the throat and neck, and then down through the chest and down through the back, and also vertebrae by vertebrae in the spine. Down, down, down. And we pause in the heart. And we take a new deep breath, and we let our whole chest expand and relax, both the front and the backside through our shoulder blades. So everything in this upper area of our body relaxes. Very nice. We continue down in the front and in the back and in the middle of the spine. We pass solar plexus. We pass the navel chakra. And we come down to the lowest point in our belly. And the last point of the spine, which we sit on. And we take a new deep breath that connects us all the way down to our diaphragm in our belly. And we allow the rest of this part of the body to totally relax. Very nice. And we continue down to our buttocks, to our thighs, down to our knees, down to our calves, down to our feet, all the way to our toes. And we take a new deep breath and let our legs and our whole body now totally relax. Three, two, one. And there we leave our body. We leave our body with our spiritual light body, our essence, and we fly down in Mother Earth, down, 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 toward the center of the earth, where we will super ground ourselves. We're getting closer and closer. We're slowing down, and we are here. Just allow yourself a moment, just tuning into this deep grounding energy. Just allow yourself to absorb it and recharge your energy. Super. All right. Now, well grounded, we're ready to take off. So off we go. We're shooting up like a star, flying straight up through the earth. And we're passing the point we came from, through our house, out in the sky, through the clouds, up above the clouds. And here we start to see each other. And we see the whole world underneath us from this vantage point, high up in the heavens. We're starting to fly toward each other, and we do it in the speed of light and love. We come together, we hug each other, so everybody gets a hug. And then we create a big circle and we connect hands. So now we're here, connected in a big circle. And let's just tune into that amazing energy in our field together. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for bringing so good, positive, high vibe energy into the circle. Thank you. So with that, we'll let our hands go. We sit down comfortably on a little puff of cloud, and we start to look around. Up in the heavens, we see the stars shining and shimmering with beautiful light. And we look down to the earth, and we see the whole earth plane with the electricity shimmering and the moon and the stars glowing down on the earth, making the oceans shimmer and the whole world look magical. That's our home for now. What a time to be in. What a magical place this really is when we really tune in to the real energies, away from the drama and the deception. So now we have taken a big step forward in our evolution. Tonight was another big step forward. By knowing the myths and the signs from Ophiuchus and Asclepius, we are more in tune with who we are, from where we come from, and where we're heading. These big questions that many of us have been asking for many years. Who are we? Where do we come from? Why are we here? Where are we heading? Most of us can now answer these questions. That is huge. Most people have even given up on the answers of these questions because so few have the answers to these big questions. We are getting closer and closer to the essence of the truth, to these big questions. And tonight, some new amazing pieces of the big puzzle has been put in place. It is now in your spiritual sphere, in your being, in your light sphere. and also in your physical body. It's connected to your whole being, your whole aura field, your chakra system, your spine, your mind, your organs. Everything is resonating with the truth that we are unraveling here, week by week. So the upgrading, the DNA upgrading, and the mental and spiritual upgrading is happening fast. Even though it might seem slow, just look back a few years and see how far you have come since they really started the agenda back in 2020. And to now, we're at the end of 2023. 3 huge years of transformation. And this is just the beginning. We are getting ready for a whole new chapter in our lives. Not just our lives, the whole humanity. So it's important to be in tune with every day, with the energy of the day, with the energy of the field, and just take our time to build and hold our own field so it's strong, it's solid, it's peaceful, it's loving, and we have some distance to all the drama going on. We are in what's called the observer of it all. So we're not sucked in to the drama, but that makes us react in less wise ways. We are connecting to this wise part of ourselves, which is not so reactive. We're more tuned into that peaceful energy that likes to take a little bit more time before we act. So whatever happens, we let it go through our system until we feel solid with how to act. And this is part of having an erect spine, a mind in peace, and our whole energy field in balance and harmony. So can you now see how much you have improved in your life from not knowing these things to now becoming close to master them? And by mastering them, we are in that space all the time. All the time. And the next part of this is that magical part of life, where we start to co-create with the universe, where the road ahead starts to open up for us, where people and events that are in line with our mission, the passion we have, the love we have, the skills and abilities we have, now start to come into life. We are now asked by the universe to step up our game, be part of this new chapter in this time we're in, to really start to doing what we love and loving what we do, and share it with all who are in resonance. And when we do, magical things start to happen. There is a ripple effect going on from all whom are taking this seriously. Because when you take this seriously, and you do it playfully. So you mix of seriously and playfully. People love it. We all love that vibe. When someone is steadfast, has a very powerful, loving energy, and is playful, voila, the perfect combination of all the best energies. We are now moving into that energy, and we are establishing it on a very nice way. We are doing it all by ourselves and together. And we can all see and feel who is in alignment and who is off. We are now getting better and better to stay in this alignment, to really feel good, to feel powerful, to feel that we can actually be part of this shift, that our lives matter, that we matter, that we are actually, even though we just play a small part, we are part of the solution. Most people are part of the problem. Of course, most not knowingly being part of the problem. And then you have those who are the fence sitters. They just sit on the sideline observing everything. And there is this great understanding of that part, and that is that in times of great challenge, the worst a man can do is to do nothing. So by staying in the old energy, just looking at everything, we're actually part of the problem. By simply working on ourselves, we're part of the solution. By not spreading negative energy, instead, spreading love, spreading peace, spreading a willingness to understand, to wish to understand our fellow human beings, to take our time now and then to listen to someone who is in need of support. We're changing everything one by one in a very fast speed. So just see this on a small scale up to the big scale. We are moving ahead in a very fast pace. So now, let's feel into our system and feel how we are all connected, and that wisdom that comes from way back in our history and evolution is connected in our light being and in our spine. Everything is there. In our DNA structure, in our light being, these codes of information are laying there dormant, just waiting for us to wake up and activate them and become our true selves again, full of wisdom, full of love, full of peace, full of power, full of solutions. The interesting thing with all these things are that it all comes down to being inspired, being in spirit. That's when everything flows in the now. And we might not know the solutions or have the solutions to whatever problem we're facing, but by just being in that high vibe in spirit, the solutions come to us in the now. We are channeling spirit in real time. We are the genie that are now coming out of the bottle. This is huge, huge. We've been stuck in this bottle for eons. And now we're finally coming out of the bottle. The genie is the spirit. The spirit is the genie. And we are now faced with amazing challenges, which needs genius solutions. So all of this are now coming together. All of these huge challenges, this darkest dark, is actually helping us to turn on our best self, to turn on the genie inside of us, to step up, to come out of the bottle and be part of the solution. Feel it, know it, allow yourself to be excited about it. It's happening big time. So let's just tune into these amazing energies that we're now living in and have absorbed. Allow yourself to now tune in to our field we have together. Feel it. Let it recharge you. And then we're going to apply another field on top of this. And that is that we now send out to all our loved ones and friends to bathe them in this high energy, this upgrading, supportive energy from the cosmos through us. By having your loved ones come into your mind's eye one by one, you just bathe them in these energies and give them the blessings for a much better path from this moment on. Let's take a moment and just send out to the field and feel how you get 100-fold back to yourself. Beautiful. Wow, so beautiful energies. Strong and loving. Okay, now we are in our own strong bubble. We're in our bubble together, and now our friends and family are involved. Now, let's take the next step, which is that we now send out to the whole humanity, to include them in this new upgraded energy that is here for everybody to be part of. So let's take a moment and just see the whole humanity being uplifted from inside. That this energy is turning up the wisdom and love and awareness from inside. And as we send, we get 1,000-fold back. Amazing. Okay. So now, for the last step, let's include all those who have passed, who are now on the other side, all our helpers, all angels, and all other civilizations that are here to assist us and mankind for this paradigm shift. And of course, the source itself, God, Spirit, whatever you wish to call it. Let's send back in gratefulness to all the invisible help we're getting, and the gratefulness for just being alive here and now in this amazing chapter for our and humanity's next chapter. Amazing. So we allow the energies to continue to flow, to continue to send, to continue to spread, to continue to do an amazing job as we slowly start to come back to the group we are here. And it's time to give each other a big hug. So we go around and we hug everybody. Once everybody has gotten a hug, we look each other in the eye without saying a word. We just know we're here to support each other. You're not alone. We're many. And with that, it's time to fly back home. So we start to fly back home to the place where we live right now in the world. And we see the landscape underneath us change as we fly above it. And we take in this moment, which is so powerful. The moon is almost full. We feel the energy, and it's an amplifier. So all these amazing good energies that we have now established and activated are amplified even more by this Gemini full moon. So we are feeling so amazing, so peaceful, and so recharged, and so blessed for this amazing life that we live right now, in this amazing shift that we're in. So amazing, so exciting. We start to see the place we live in the horizon, coming closer and closer. We see the house we live in, and we fly through the house, down, 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 and we see our body, and 3, 2, 1, there we come in through the feet. We come in through the feet with our light body, and our physical body and our light body completely connects immediately. And we are flying up through the feet, the calves, to our knees, to our thighs, up to the buttocks, and into our belly, where we stop. And then our body and our spiritual essence are connected. And we connect them even more by taking a conscious, deep breath all the way down to the belly. Beautiful. So we feel how we are deeply grounded with Mother Earth. Our root chakra are totally in balance and harmony. We move up to our navel chakra and also feel how our emotional system is balanced and harmonized. We come up to our solar plexus and we feel the sunshine in our chest, how the power from the universe is behind us, and how we have powered up in this amazing activation. We come up to our heart and we feel the love for our life, for humanity, for this time we're in, with so much gratefulness together mixed with amazing love. And with that, we take a new deep breath and we let our whole chest expand to our full lung capacity. And we allow ourselves to come more and more into our body and activate all these amazing energies. Beautiful. And we continue up. And we continue up to our shoulders, and we start to move our shoulders a little bit, and we feel how this relief of our back has also helped us to spread our wings. Feels amazing. And then we continue down through the arms, down to our hands, and we move our fingertips a little bit and start to come back even more to our body. We move up through the arms again, up to the shoulders, to the neck, and throat, where we feel into our throat chakra, which is now in perfect balance and harmony, wishing nothing else than to loudly speak the truth for everybody to hear. And we do it in our daily life in our own unique ways, through thinking truth and thinking good thoughts to ourselves that lift ourselves up, and speaking it to both ourselves and others, and also in the written communication out to everybody. We are now very mindful of all these higher knowledges and how we are part of spreading it with our little piece of the puzzle. We continue up, and immediately our face start to shine, big smile, even our eyes are smiling and all the small muscles all around our face. And we rest a little bit right behind our eyes in our third eye. And we feel how our third eye is now fully activated in perfect balance and harmony. So easy to visualize, so easy to see in clarity the dreams, visions, ideas that comes through the heavens to us, and things that we wish to create ourselves, that we imagine first here in this center, and then we make it happen into manifestation in the world. When we pay attention to our last chakra, our crown chakra, and we feel how the crown is in place, how we are activated all the way through our spine and our whole spiritual being to the top of our head, making us connected to the heavens, making us connected to our higher self and the source. Now shining a light inside us, out through us, in every direction, several meters, up, down, in all directions from our body. And here we are in the middle, in perfect balance and harmony, in equilibrium, where everything is aligned and where it should be. And with that in place, activated and ready for life, when you are ready, take a new deep breath, and then you come back by simply opening your eyes. Okay, my friends, wow, what a journey we are on. Thank you so much for tonight. I'm so grateful for this evening and all the questions and the amazing energy that everybody is so, yeah, beautiful. It's just the best word I can describe it. It's so beautiful. I just love it. So super thank you, everybody who's here, everybody who participate. And thank you for all the support back I get from doing these things. And if you have not supported yet and you wish to support my work, there is links underneath the video. So you can easily choose a link there and be part of the support. So now take all these things in, let it, marinate through the night, and know that we're in for a good ride ahead. And you are a big, important piece of the puzzle. So I wish you a great night's sleep and a fantastic week ahead. And continue to practicing the body mastery course and just take it step by step. So until I see you again, take good care. All the best. Big hug. Bye for now.